Hi, this is Francis Marian, and I'm the science reporter for the topic about fruits. The rest will be discussed by my groupmates Rochelle and Eliza. Botanically, fruits and vegetables are classified depending on which part of the plant they come from. A fruit develops from the flower of a plant, while the other parts of the plant are categorized as vegetables. Fruits contain seeds, while vegetables can consist of root stems and leaves. Fruits and vegetables gives a flavorful taste, color, texture, appeal, sophistication, and elegance to the menu. There are many varieties of fruits and vegetables available, and many ways to prepare, cook, and serve them, such as serving a cocktail drink, mocktail, and other beverages in a restaurant or bar containing fruits. And also, when preparing a meal, for example, oatmeal bowl, we add some frozen berries, bananas, and strawberries so it will look nice together. Fruits and vegetables contain important vitamins, minerals, and plant chemicals. They also contain fiber, which is beneficial to our health. Fruits are produced from flowers as ripened plant ovaries and their adjacent tissues. Ovary is a female reproductive structure of flower that usually develops into the fruit. Pericarp is fruit tissue surrounding the seeds that are derived from the ovary. Ovule is egg-bearing structure of the flower that develops into a seed. Fruits are formed after the flower is fertilized with pollen. Pollen contains the male gametophyte phase of the plant. The ovule in the pistil will become seed, and the flower will transform into a fruit. Pistil is the ovule-producing part of a flower. Fruits can be fleshy or pulpy in character, often juicy and usually sweet with fragrant aromatic flavors. Most fruits are edible when ripe. There are two factors determining the quality of fresh fruit, which is ripeness and maturity. Immature fruit have not reached full size and have poor color, flavor, and texture. Fruits are usually eaten as appetizer, dessert, or out of hand. So, as fruit ripen, they can be served as an appetizer, dessert, or out of hand. Example, Mexican fruit salad, and creamy fruit dip, and the most well-known appetizer, which is grapefruit and tequila guacamole. Fruits differ in structure according to the kinds of flower from which they develop. Some fruits come from a simple blossom and others from a flower with many stamens and pistils. In addition, there are some fruits formed from many flowers that have collected together. Nuts, on the other hand, yield a seed rather than a fleshy portion but are botanically classified as fruit. Fruits may be classified on the basis of consistency and structure. Here are the classifications of fruits. Fleshy fruits. These are fruits from single ovary which remains succulent instead of turning dry at maturity. During development in fleshy fruits, the pericarp and other accessory structure become the fleshy portion of the fruit. Example, citrus fruits such as orange, calamansi, grapes, bananas, mangoes, and others. Dried fruits. These fruits develop when the ovary opens at maturity, and discharge the seeds allows them to fall or fail to do so. During maturity in dry fruit, the fruit wall or the skin becomes leathery, papery, or woody. Example, nuts, legumes, and cereal grains. The main difference between fleshy and dry fruit is that fleshy fruits contain a fleshy pericarp at maturity, whereas dry fruits contain a hard, papery, or dry pericarp at maturity. A pericarp is the part of a fruit Aggregate fruits. These are fruits that develop from a flower with carpels distributed loosely or closely over a common receptacle. In short, they are formed from several ovaries produced as one. Example, attis and strawberry. These fruits have several ovaries that were separated in a single flower. As you can see in the picture, ovaries of aggregate fruits are very close to each other. In contrast, fleshy fruits are simple fruits developed from one ovary. Multiple or collective fruits. These are fruits that are formed from many flowers that have collected together. These are the fruits that grow from more than one flower, and it is called an inflorescence. Each flower in the inflorescence produces a fruit, and then these join together. The difference between aggregate fruit and multiple fruit is that aggregate fruit is one that develops from numerous carpels that are all in the same flower. The mature carpels fuse together to form the entire fruit, as seen in the raspberry. A multiple fruit develops from an inflorescence or a cluster of flower. As you can see on the pineapple, each of these buds is an individual flower which develops into the section seen on the mature pineapple. It is important to know the ripening process of fruits because most fruits are good only when ripe, such as bananas, avocados, peaches, plum, and etc. Here are the common changes during ripening. The fruit develops to its full size. The fruit must achieve its maximum fruit size before harvest because the fruit is still immature or unripe. The pulpy, edible tissue surrounding the seeds becomes soft and tender. For example, the avocado. When it is already ripe, the outer layer of the seed, which is called pericarp, becomes soft and tender. The starch content changes to sugar, giving a mild sweet flavor. For example, bananas. Bananas are high in starch when unripe, and it changes drastically during ripening, which leads sugar occur in ripe bananas. The full characteristic aroma of the fruit develops. The ones that are fragrant are always better than the ones that have no aroma. However, the enzymes continue to function even after the fruit have reached its peak of maturity. Changes beyond this point cause spoilage and deterioration of texture and flavor. Ripeness and the manner of ripening may influence the vitamin content of fruits. For example, the ascorbic acid content of banana is greatest in fully ripe fruit. Fruits ripened in the sun are rich in ascorbic acid. Nutritive value of fruits. Fruits are high in carbohydrates and water content, and best food sources of vitamins and minerals. On the contrary, fruits are low in protein and fat. Minerals, phosphorus, and iron are found in abundant quantity of fresh fruits. Best source of ascorbic acid are citrus fruits, berries, and melons. Carotene is present in good amounts in yellow fruits such as papayas, mangoes, and bananas. Fruits are sources of many essential nutrients that are underconsumed, including potassium that may help to maintain a healthy blood pressure, dietary fiber, vitamin C, and folic acid. Fruits that are high in nutritive value include bananas, lanzones, avocado, guava, kasui, durian, mango, tampalok, papaya, and atis. Selection of fruits. When buying fruits, take into consideration the variety of fruits, its freshness, and maturity. If the fruits develop in sizes and color and texture are visible. Second, buy fruits of which they are intended. Third, select fruits of the uniform sizes and shapes. And lastly, select fruits for consumption at their stage of maturity. These should be taken into account when purchasing ripened fruits. Efficient selection of fruits involves a consideration of its special characteristics. Knowledge of these characteristics will ensure the selection of fruits with desirable qualities. Here are some characteristics of fruits to consider. Banana. Long and fully mature, skin flake with brown tip, yellow or brown, not green. Mango. Golden yellow skin, sweet and juicy, full cheek. Melon. Heavy in relation to size, fragrant, normal in shape, free from decay and disease, a bit soft when pressed at the bottom end. Pineapple. Yellowish brown, stiff leaves that can easily be pulled from the fruit. Heavy in relation to size, fragrant. Citrus fruits such as suha, calamansi, dalandan. Heavy, fine grain, thin skin, and smooth. Strawberries. Firm, free from decay, bright red, uniformly large in size. Papaya. Firm, with trace of yellow at the apex or between ridges, free from lumps, not misshaped. Avocado. Smooth and firm, purplish black in color. There are guidelines in buying fruits. Number 1. Shop for fruits early in the morning when fruits are fresh, because there are some fruits that ripen faster. Number 2. Buy fruits in season. They are less expensive and better in quality than those sold out of season. Fruits in season is more fresh and taste better than those sold out of season. Number 3. Avoid buying large quantities at one time unless you have provision to preserving the surplus. There are fruits that must be consumed immediately because they are more susceptible from microorganisms. Number 4. Decide how fruits is to be used before buying. Is it for making smoothie, shake, or just an appetizer or dessert? Number 5. Select the fruit personally whenever possible in order to make the best selection for your purpose. Always look for plump, crisp, and bright-colored fruits relative to their color, which look fresh to your eye and smell good. Purchase the fruit by weight. The heaviest rather than the biggest may be the best. Heavyweight fruits is way more flavorful than bigger in size. Number 7. Select fruits which are ripe but firm and smooth. Overripe, soft, and bruised fruits are not desirable. Overripe fruit becomes more susceptible to microbial spoilage. Number 8. Handle fruits with care to preserve their attractive appearance. You need to consider the appearance of the fruit. Number 9. Select fruit with good color and aroma. These are guides to ripeness. Because when the fruit smells good, it tastes better and sweeter. Number 10. Fruit price is not an identification of quality or nutritive value, but it is determined by supply and demand. Fruits that are high in demand but low in supply are more expensive than those high in supply but low in demand.
To resume the discussion, as Frances discussed the classification of fruits, its nutritive value, and the guideline in buying fruits, now it's my time to continue the preparation of fruits guided by some principles in cooking fruits. Some foods like fruits and vegetables are eaten raw. It is good that they are consumed raw as an uncooked condition which retain most of its nutritive value. However, cooking intensifies the flavor of fruit and creates an appealing texture, especially in unripe fruit, whereas it has a correlation on the following. Principles in cooking fruits. First principle. Some underripe fruits of firm texture require cooking because of their starch content and cellular structure that needs softening. Cooking unripe fruit doesn't magically cause to ripen. In fact, the main reason of cooking unripe fruits is to soften its firm texture and to make it edible. In addition with that, it increases the sweetness of the fruit, decreases the bitterness, as well as astringency of the fruit. Fruit is cooked to provide a variety of dishes as well as to prepare it for canning. Provided that fruit is being cooked so we can offer a variety of dishes such as play as the garnish, often combines well with the meat dishes that act as a contrast to the meat, and widely known that fruit is good to offer as a dessert and beverages. Besides, fruit has also the capability to extend its shelf life through preservation. One of the methods is canning. For canning purposes, canning is the process of applying heat to food that is sealed in a jar in order to destroy any microorganisms that can cause food spoilage. Proper canning techniques stop this spoilage by heating the food for a specific period of time. Suitable method of canning preservation for fruit is water bath canning. Water bath canning refers to hot water canning and uses a large kettle of boiling water. Filled jars are submerged in the water and heated to an internal temperature of 212 degrees Celsius for a specific period of time. This method is utilized for processing high-acid foods. And the example for canning fruits are tomatoes, apple, pears, cherry, peach, berries, and etc. Prior for its advantages, canned fruits have a longer shelf life, ready to eat, and easy to use when preparing meals. Canned fruit is safe due to its process which uses high levels of heat to preserve the food, which prevents the growth of pathogens that are cause of foodborne illnesses. Lastly, canned fruits stored in their own juices with a lower calories. Second principle. Whenever possible, fresh fruit should be cooked with the skin on for better color, flavor, and nutritive value. The amounts of nutrients they contain vary based on the type of fruit. However, generally speaking, unpeeled fruits contain higher amounts of vitamins, minerals, and other beneficial plant compounds, or in short, it doubles its nutritive value compared to its peeled counterparts. Nurturing unpeeled cooked fruits results of preserving its nutritive value and enhance its color and flavor. However, let's not forget that still depends on how edible the peel of the fruit is. Alongside with that is proper handling of unpeeled fruits by rinsing it properly to ensure they are clean and to remove the bacteria from the outside, whereas it has a great help to prevent contamination when preparing a given dish. Third principle. Fruit should be cut into uniform pieces before it is cooked so that all pieces will be tender at the same time if even. Cutting fruits into uniform size and shapes matter in terms of to ensure an even cooking and enhance the appearance of the dish. In addition, it influences the flavor, aroma, and texture to be provided on a given dish which is influenced with your taste buds perceived by the food. Fourth, fruit should be cooked in a small amount of water as possible until tender to prevent loss of vitamins and minerals. Seeing that fruit are sources of many essential nutrients like rich in water content, vitamins and minerals, where it helps to retain its nutritive value and enhance its tenderness. A small amount of water will prevent of losing vitamins and minerals when cooking fruits. Fifth, the amount of sugar to be added depends on the sweetness of the fruit. Too much sweetness of the fruit destroys the delicate flavor of the fruit. Fruits contain a natural sugar. Preferably, fruits should be cooked depends on how sweet the fruits are. Adding a right amount of sugar won't ruin the natural flavor of the fruit. Instead, it will become more palatable and preserve its fruit shape. Six, when it is desirable to retain the shape and firm texture of fruit, it is cooked in sugar syrup or with sugar. Adding sugar can preserve a fruit shape. Sugar can save cooked fruit from a soft or mushy state by slowing down the conversion of those insoluble pectin substances into water-soluble pectin. For example, if your pears are very ripe, adding sugar to the poaching liquid can prevent them from getting mushy. But if the pears are hard and underripe, don't add any sugar to the poaching liquid. Instead, poach the pear until they are tender, as soft as you want them, then add sugar to sweeten them. Moreover, slow cooking and lower temperature can help to soften hard and ripe fruits. Lower temperature lets the enzymes stay alive longer to aid in softening the fruit. Opposingly, in order to retain the ripe fruit into a firm texture, fast cooking means firmer fruits. 7. Red fruits such as strawberries may lose color when heated rapidly, so slow heating is preferable. Immediate contact with high temperature does something else. It kills enzymes in the fruit that would otherwise contribute to the cell deterioration. However, making more differences, a difference from its natural color that leads in discoloration or pale color, red fruit often cooked slowly to retain its natural flavor, aroma, nutrients, and preserve its natural color. Short cooking time will ensure greater vitamin and flavor retention. Cooking time and temperature are factors that affect the nutrients loss. Heat diminishes vitamins and phytonutrients, which is a beneficial plant compounds other than vitamins or minerals in fruits. The longer they cook and the higher the temperature, the great nutrient loss. That's why short cooking time will ensure greater vitamin and flavor retention. Cooked fruit is most palatable when served immediately. Exposure to heat breaks down the fruit's cell walls, which result in water loss. The less time fruit is exposed to heat, the better it retains its color, shape, nutrients, and at most palatable. palatable, which is more appetizing as served immediately. 10. 10th principle. Fruit with heavy skins such as apples are good to bake because the peel serves as protective covering and holds in the skin necessary to soften the cellulose and decrease the loss of volatile flavors. Besides, that edible and peeled fruits is better to consume since it doubles the concentration of its nutrients. Furthermore, fruit with an edible heavy skin with high attention of nutrients such as apple, pears, peach, and etc. is preferable to bake due to the fact their peels serve as protection, hold to soften cellulose, generally soften fibers, and decrease the loss of volatile flavors. After learning some principles in cooking fruits, now let's continue to refresh, learn, and digest how vegetables play a vital role in the human body as well in our daily living. For some refreshment, let's have an overview of vegetables. Vegetables are plants or parts of plants such as roots, tubers, bulbs, stems, shoots, leaves, and fruits. Vegetables are served with meals as viands and salads. They may be served cooked or raw in their natural state or in a completely changed appearance. Before we proceed to the first topic about vegetables, let's have a trivia. Did you know that learning the nutritive value of fruits and vegetables may also distinguish through their colors? Green leafy and yellow fruits and vegetables are sources of vitamin A. Yellow vegetables are sources of vitamin C. Lastly, legumes, peas, beans, and leafy greens are rich in vitamin B complex. To continue, prior for preparation, you need to identify first the various kinds of vegetables. It is an important factor to consider for the preparation of vegetables. Now, let's start with classification of vegetables. First, a classification of vegetables according to parts of the plants. Leafy greens. Leafy greens vegetables are important part of a healthy diet. They are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber but low in calories. Eating a diet rich in leafy greens can offer numerous health benefits, including reduced risk of obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, and mental decline. And for its example, kamote tops, kangkong, pechay, saluyot, malunggay, ampalaya leaves, alubati, spinach, and other leaves used for food. Seed vegetables, sometimes called as leguminous vegetable. Legumes are highly nutritious. Packing plenty of protein and fiber, they are also cheap and widely available. Legumes may improve blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, lower in heart disease risk, and promote weight loss in the long term. Regardless with the cited health benefits, seed vegetable ay kilala rin na gulay na iniiwasan ng mga arthritis. And for its example, paayap, bataw, munggo, and other peas and beans such as soybeans, kidney, and beans, etc. Stem bulbs. Stem bulbs consist of asparagus, bamboo shoots, coconut shoots, and onion and celery. Roots and tubers, sometimes referred to as root crops. Starchy root and tubers crops are the second spot next to cereal as a globe sources of carbohydrates. They provide a substantial part of the world's food supply and are also an important source of animal feed and processed products for human consumption and industrial use. And for its example, kamote, cassava, ube, carrots, singkamas, potato, gabi, garlic, ginger, and other plants that identify with roots. Moreover, the main role of root and tuber act as an energy contributor. They provide a number of desirable nutritional health benefits, such as an antioxidative, hypoglemic, hypocholesteremic, antimicrobial, and immunomodulatory activities. Fruit vegetable. Most people know that fruits and vegetables are good for us, but not as many are familiar with the difference between them. Fruit and vegetables are classified from both botanical and culinary standpoint. Botanically, fruits and vegetables are classified depending on which part of the plant they came from. According to them, fruits contain seeds, while vegetables can consist of roots, stems, and leaves. In the view of food expert and chef, fruits and vegetables are distinguished on the basis of flavor and texture, and until it considered as a fruit vegetable. And for fruit vegetable, it consists of tomato, squash, eggplants, upo, ampalaya, patola, sayote, cucumber, and okra. Some other common examples of fruits that are mistakenly for vegetables include winter squash, avocados, cucumber, peppers, eggplants, olives, pumpkins, pea pods, and zucchini. Flowers. Flowers consist of katuray, squash blossom, cauliflower, and cacahuate flowers. No matter where you live, eating vegetables represents an important part of our daily diet, which provide our bodies with important nutrients. Due to their versatility in terms of cooking, where we can eat them raw, boiled, cooked, dried, and etc., wide array of cultivation techniques, and untold ways, vegetables represent extremely important commodity for humankind. As we learn, its classification of vegetable according to the parts of the plant. Let's continue to nourish another information about vegetable, to whom to be discussed by Rochelle Lagata. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rochelle Jeremy Lagata to continue the reporting about vegetables. Foods are essential sources of high nutrients. One of the most important sources of nutrients are vegetables. The nutritive value of vegetables. Vegetables are natural sources of vitamins and minerals. These also contain cellulose fibrous materials that aid in digestion. These cellulose fibrous materials are found in legumes, nuts, peas, roots, cabbage, and apple skins. Protein, sugar, and starch are most abundantly found in vegetable seeds and pod, root crops, and fruits and flowers. Vitamin A, on the other hand, are found in dark green vegetables and yellow vegetables. Dark green vegetables such as broccoli, kale, spinach, and watercress. Yellow vegetables such as carrots, squash, and tomatoes. These are important in maintaining eye and skin health. Have you experienced buying vegetables in the market? If yes, here are the guidelines in the selection and purchasing of vegetables. The quality of vegetables depends on the following: favorable conditions for their root growth, the seasons of their harvest. Vegetables in seasons taste more better, sweeter, and perfectly ripe. The variety of the vegetable, degree of maturity. Make sure to purchase vegetables on its right stage of maturity, not so overripe or underripe. Size and uniformity of shape. The vegetable should be in its normal size and form. Last, presence of defects. There shouldn't be any damages present, for it is a sign of bacteria invasion. These are the important things to remember in buying vegetables. 1. Buy vegetables that are in season. They are cheap and plentiful. They are also nutritious and better in flavor. 2. Select the vegetables that are free from surface bruises or blemishes due to decay. Vegetables should be fresh before purchase. 3. Choose leafy vegetables that are fresh, young, and free from decay. Avoid the wilted ones. 4. Pick out dry seeds or legumes that are not powdery and free from holes. 5th, get root crops that are free from dark spots and dirt. They must be firm, not soft. 6. Buy quality vegetables that will best suit your particular purpose. Like for instance, you will cook a dish which is called kare-kare. The veggies should be in good conditions because majority of its flavor comes from the vegetables included in the dish. 7. Consider the cost in relation to the edible portion and the amount of waste from each type. The vegetables that you will purchase should be whole so that every portion will be useful. 8. Buy by weight if possible, or by the count if necessary. 9. Consider the prices of similar vegetables from at least 2 sources before buying. Compare and contrast prices from different stores or vendors. 10. Consider the quality above all other considerations. Here are some characteristics of vegetables to consider. Beans. Beans should be firm, clean, tender, crisp pods, seed hardly half grown. Toughness, wilting, or discoloration indicates over-maturity. Cabbage. Cabbages should be hard, compact heads, greenish-white in color. Puffy, slight yellow leaves indicate over-maturity. Carrots. Carrots should be firm, fresh, smooth, well-shaped roots of a bright yellow to orange color. Cucumbers. Cucumbers should be firm, fresh, well-shaped bodies, and firm, crisp, tender flesh. Immature seeds. Eggplant. Eggplants should be firm, heavy body of a uniform, dark, rich purple color, and free of scars or decay. Green leafy vegetables. This should be fresh and has tender young leaves. Onions. Onions should be bright, clean, hard, well-shaped globes with dry skins. Squash. Squash should be fresh, bright colored, and has a hard rind. Tomatoes. Tomatoes should be well-formed, plump bodies with a uniform red color. Cooking vegetables. So what are the good ways of cooking vegetables? First, cook fresh green vegetables uncovered for the first few minutes and continue cooking until tender and slightly crispy. Let the vegetables absorb moisture. 2. Peel and cut vegetables just before cooking. Avoid soaking them in water. 3. Never cook vegetables in an iron container. Enamelware is suitable and preferable. Enamelware is best suited in cooking for it prevents the vegetables from corroding or reacting within the food being cooked. Use the smallest amount of water if possible in boiling leafy vegetables to avoid overcooking the leafy greens. 5th, in connection to the 4th one, to preserve the green color of vegetables, avoid overcooking them. Do not use soda. Uncover the pan for the first 2 or 3 minutes. The reason why you should avoid adding baking soda when boiling any type of vegetable is that it has various unwelcome effects such as softening the vegetable, altering the vegetable's flavor, destroying the thiamine content, and hastening the loss of vitamin C. 6. Use the same water in which dried legumes are soaked by simmering them instead of boiling them. 7. Cook starchy vegetables such as potatoes, gabi, and etc. long enough to gelatinize. Of course, to get the perfect texture of the starchy vegetables. Drain off after boiling. 8. Save the liquid left after cooking vegetables. Use it for gravies, soups, or sauces, for it adds another level of taste and a higher value of nutrients. 9. See that cooked vegetables are crispy rather than mushy with flavor and color as natural as possible. 10. For the best method of cooking frozen veggies, read what is stated in the package. For canned vegetables, they need only to be heated and seasoned. To prepare dehydrated vegetables, add water and cook according to the directions on the package. That's it. I hope you learned something from our presentation. Again, this is Rochelle Jeremy Lagata with Francis Marian Caballo and Elisa May Arcega from BTVT Ed Food Service Management 1D1. Thank you for listening.